So if you clicked on this video, this means you want to know how to get the more soul possible. So first of all, how do you even get soul with Senna? Well, you can get soul from minion, from champion, or from the jungle. A lot of people ask how much soul they should have at how much time. Well, for me, you should have between 80 or 100 souls, depending of the matchup you are facing, at 20 minutes. That doesn't mean you should have like 40 or 50 souls at 10 minutes, because before the wave spawn, you just can't get sold if you don't get invade. That works the same for like 30 minutes. Number can like skyrocket depending if you get a lot of team fight and if enemy like focus you, because if you die instantly you won't be able to get any soul. So I think a lot of Senna players are focused too much on the number of soul, when sometimes having less soul is not a big problem. Your goal is to win, not have like 100 soul at 20 minutes. So don't int for soul, you will just give a lot of gold. Even if I know it's sometimes you want to int just to get one more soul, but trust me, that's not worth it. Because if you want to have a lot of soul, you obviously not gonna play farming Senna, because every time you kill a minion, you have less chance to have a soul from a minion. So the only good option are like fasting Senna or support Senna. So first thing, some newbie Senna might want to take red buff or blue soul when they pull the jungle. Don't do it, cause you won't be in lane to get like the free first CS, so you will delay your level 2, maybe even lose more soul, but I think no one does this kind of thing anymore. I mean, hopefully. Minions are the one who will give you the more souls. I'm gonna explain it with a very simple math. So we know minions that don't get killed by Senna have a 28% drop rate. And you have like 242 minions at 20 minutes. And you know that from these 242 minions, you have 13 cannon minions that have a drop rate of 100%. So first you take the minion without the cannon minion, you multiply them by the 28% drop rate, and you get like 64 soul, and you add the 13 soul from the cannon minion. And so you get like 77 souls at 20 minutes. So in a world where you never die and never reset, and you can take every soul from the wave, you should have 77 soul at 20 minutes. It's really close to 18, so most of your soul will come from the wave. And the soul from the wave are way better, because it gives like 8 gold, which is huge for support. Since you don't farm, and so you will have less gold, and that's why Senna is the support with the biggest income. So if you have to choose between a soul on a champion or a soul on the ground, take the one on the ground, because you have the 8 gold. So if you are facing a bad matchup like most mage and playmaker, like Pike, Nautilus, Terrat, Lux, most of the time the best option is to play safe and collect soul from far away, because it's better than try to trade. You just won't win, because if you die in this trade, you won't be able to take soul from the wave. Soul last on the ground for like 8 seconds, so don't need to rush for them. You normally have time to set up yourself a way that enemy don't punish you if you go for a soul. To know when you can trade or not a champion to get extra soul, it will depend of the matchup you are facing and the rank, cause in bronze on iron you can like trade a lot and get a ton of soul, cause they most of the time don't know how to punish you. So if I like smurf in lower elo, I will have way more soul than if I play on my main account, because in high elo they know how to punish me. So for every mistake I do, that's kinda why I play safe most of the time and trade only when I'm free, cause anyway I'm gonna outscale every support, because Senna have the best scaling. She even outscales Sona. So I recommend the lower you are in rank, the more you should trade, and let me test that how I first learned how to play Senna back then. I did a new account where I play the more aggro possible, and every time I die, I learn from my mistake, and that's kinda how I learned the boundary of Senna. And the higher I got, the more safe I played. So most of high elo Senna kinda do the same. They play really safe in high elo. To collect a soul safely, there is two things you can do. First one is if you can collect the soul directly when it spawn, because when the soul drop, it won't stay where it drops, so it's possible for the soul to go far in the lane, and that you won't be able to collect them safely. Other thing you can do is, if a soul is too far away, try to use your Q on minion to hit the soul, to collect it from far away. You can only do this if you have your Q up, so keep in mind if you are in a bad matchup where you can't collect soul safely, keep your Q for this kind of soul. The only time you can collect soul from the jungle is when you are roaming with Senna, or if your jungle is doing like Drake, or the Gromp and Krugs. When you get back to the lane, the Gromp only like worth 1 soul, so only take it if it's about to die, and you don't need to be like in lane with your ADC. For the Krugs it's worth more, so you can actually help your jungle to do the camp, because there is more soul, but only if your ADC don't need you in the lane. Or if you're already in the lane with your ADC, don't just move for the Krugs. Stay in lane, normally the wave will give you more, or at least don't int your ADC. For Drake and Herald, you kinda want to be there to be able to like collect the 2 souls they drop. You don't need to be there the full time, because it's only at the end that drop soul, but keep in mind if your jungle need you, go help him doing the Drake or the Herald. But yeah, I mean, if you're farming bot and your jungle is doing the Drake, you can like move at the end just to take these 2 soul. So because like 2 soul is OP, but a wave should be worth more, and like always, only do this if your ADC is not alone bot and you're not gonna die because you're just gonna grid for 2 souls. About the roaming with Senna, you want to avoid it, because if you roam with Senna, you will have less soul, but if you need to roam, you're gonna roam, because like roaming is OP, and if you see the enemy support is like doing thing mid lane or in other lane, you should be there. But if he's doing like being in top lane and there is no Herald to play, you're like, yo, fuck him, just let him play top lane, ping your top laner to play safe, and just go for a dive bot, or just go for the plate bot if you can. And when you are roaming, stay hidden, because you are not the one who gonna initiate anything. Normally it's the enemy support, because they have like better engage and everything. I mean, mostly playmaker, like Senna, engage is really bad, and you're just here like to cover. And other thing with Senna, when enemy don't have vision on you, so even if you are in mid lane, let's say near the wave and soul are dropping, the enemy will not see the soul because you are hidden. They need vision on you to see the soul appear, and whenever they get vision, they will just see all the soul appear in front of them. So that's kinda all for the laning phase and the roaming. Now let's say you are in mid game. In mid game, most of the time you will stay mid. Sometimes it can happen you are playing top, but it's really bad, you prefer to stay mid. So normally you push the wave with your ADC, so you clear it and you take the soul from the wave. Then you look if, okay, can I like maybe, if the jungle is doing a camp near you, you can like take the jungle camp. Wolf doesn't give much, and same with Gromp, it's the other side of the jungle with Krugs and everything that give way more soul. But keep in mind you don't have to like be too much time in the jungle, because when the next wave arrives mid, you have to be there with your ADC to like cover him and take some soul. Other thing is like vision. If you just can't farm with your jungle, you better take some vision. It's better to take vision with your jungle, because face checking with Senna is really dangerous. So in mid game is mostly gonna be farm the lane mid, then look if you need to ward, look if you can like get camp, look if you can play Drake, maybe go shadow people inside, but normally you don't. Shadow is not really your job, you should stay around mid lane. You can impact side with your ultimate and normally it should be fine. In teamfight, the best way to like collect soul is to play really slowly, and you can like collect soul at the end if you're still alive, so it's better for you to survive. But if you need to die, just die. If it's a matter like winning teamfight, but the best way to play teamfight for me is to really play them slowly, wait for the enemy to use spells that can like one-shot you. Don't play too aggro, even if you might like proc more your passive and get more soul from your passive. I think like the death of champion will give you more souls at the end of a team fight. In late game, the only option where you can get like a lot of soul is if enemy like open your inhib, because you're gonna get one more soul for every wave, because the big minion give one soul every time if you don't kill him, obviously. So it's if they open your inhib, you will get more soul, like a lot. And in late game, if you can like farm two lane at the same time, if they push a lot or if you push a lot, you will get a lot of soul. So it's so OP. So even if your inhib are open, you can still be like, okay, but guys, I'm like farming, I'm getting a lot of soul, I might come back, I might deal a lot of damage, so like maybe you can win. The other info about soul, Nunu drop 2 soul, it's the only champion that actually do this, and it doesn't really matter much, to be fair. Also, Malzar minion, Belvet minion, every minion that can be generated by champion will give you a soul if they can move. But the soul of Yorick are the only ones that don't give soul. I think T-Burst does give soul, Ivern Ultimate does too, but they have like not 100%, it still counts as a minion. I'm not sure, but just know that Malzar W, I mean the minion of Malzar, the minion of Belvet, you just don't want to kill them, because they are easy to kill, but if you kill them you will have less chance to get soul. And if you can, in a world where you are facing like Malzar, just stay near him, because he's gonna give a lot of soul with this W. But things that doesn't move will never give you a soul, like Shaco Box, Zyra Plant, they never drop soul because they can't like not moving creatures, so they should not have soul.